And so I told the nurse I needed to discharge myself. I'm having problems at home. I need to get home. It's an emergency. So it took a while, and I got home, and I went by to pick up my daughter. My ex-husband gets my daughter on Fridays. He usually brings her home on Monday. And so I went by to pick her up, and she didn't want to go. And Bobby told me, Audrey, don't start anything with Tabitha. Be kind to her. Be nice. You know, you don't want to go to jail. And I said, well, okay. I said, you bring her home before you go to work then. And at that time, Slot messaged me again. And so I pulled over on the side of the road. And by that time, I was so angry with Tabitha for trying to make Krishna mad at me and saying I wasn't at the doctor's or the hospital. I just went on Slot's Live and said, she's at this address, go get her, tell her family to come pick her up, you know. And of course, she wanted me to come on video, and y'all know too, I'm very not technology with how to push. You have to talk me through it. But anyways, I did come on just for a minute and told her, you know, that she's here. If you want her, go get her. And they kept asking me questions, wanting to see my wristband where I was in the hospital. So when I got home after 2 hours drive from Athens, my husband didn't go to work that day. He was late. He called in and told him we're having a few problems at the house. So when I pulled in the driveway, I told Krishna, video me, video this entire time with my phone and your phone. And so he did. And so when I walked in the house and I walked in Tabitha's bedroom, I held up, you know, the hospital papers, Dr. Chappell's paper, and my wristband was still on my arm. And of course, she was talking to Slot. And then Slot was telling, let me see the papers, and I was showing them up to the camera. And by that time, I was tired, and I sat on Tabitha's bed beside her, and I sat right in dog piss. Piss was all over my butt. And I'm sorry, I forgot cuss words, no cuss words here. So I just tried to grab Peter to put him in the kennel because that's a second brand new mattress. You got to understand this home was bought new. We lived here 3 weeks before Tabitha came. So we put her in the small room. We gave her the master suite and bathroom, but I relocated her to the small room thinking it would be easier to clean up after Peter and her. And so Peter, I grabbed him. Tabitha hit me in the lip, busted my lip. So when I stood up with Peter, she pushed me down. Peter got out of my arms. I went to the hallway to get away from Tabitha, and Tabitha yanked me by the hair of the head. And then she picked Peter up. So she put Peter, I guess, back on her bed in the bedroom because I went to the kitchen to dial 911 on my phone. And when I went to the kitchen, she come around me, grabbing my phone. She tripped me up and pushed my right shoulder, and I hit the floor. So when I hit the floor, my wrist got broke, my shoulder tendons were tore, my kneecap on my right is cracked, my right thumb is broke. And also, I had a previous surgery on my toe, and the carpet actually tore the new skin that they transferred to my toe. So I've got all of that to deal with now. And to get back to the story, actually, go ahead.
Yeah, Tabitha's sister, you had told her that you didn't know where Tabitha was when
Oh,
Tia.
no, ma'am. When Tia messaged me 2 or 3 times under a different name, she did say this is, and Tia probably has some messages where I spoke to her. You can ask her for that. But Tabitha did block all of those. But listen, I told her sister that she was safe. She's with me. She's with the church. She's doing well, if this is really her sister, but she's saying it's not her sister. And then that woman did say, well, I'm her real sister. What would you do if it was your sister? And then I kind of thought, well, hell, that's got to be her sister. And like I said, Jess, I didn't know. I did not know nothing about TikTok and Tabitha's history till I laid in the bed or after the 3rd week and started watching videos. Then I started believing everything that people were saying.
See, and this is where, okay, do you know, Dixie, do you know somebody named Melanie Ivy?
No, ma'am. Let me tell you, my husband's right here. I have no sister.
I guarantee that. Okay, so it was a Melanie Ivy
sister.
Woman,
was the
she doesn't have any sister.
I am an only
She's the
child.
only one
okay,
child.
so this is where that comes from. This Melanie Ivy was reaching out to me, to Tabitha